She's gonna do a little sniff.
Gonna do a little sniff.
Why not? Why not?
It's bad. Alcohol is bad for you.
Is it overstated?
The World Health Organization says that 2 drinks per week is the maximum that you should really have. Even a sip of alcohol has negative consequences for your long-term health.
Like how bad? Like what? Like, you know what I mean?
It's a poison.
But a sip?
I guess everything's a poison.
A sip? Well, what if I just... What if I just inhale it?
You're fine to inhale.
If I inhaled it like all day, every day?
Yeah, you'd be fine.
I'd be fine?
I think you'd be fine.
How could you be fine if a little bit on my tongue kills me, but I can put it in my nose hole all day?
Well, it's not. You're not drinking it. You're not getting alcohol by smelling it.
Can I inhale alcohol?
Are you asking ChatGPT if you can inhale alcohol?
All day, every day, like a full-time job, and be okay? Extremely dangerous and not safe.
To inhale alcohol?
Yeah. Well, vape, I guess, not vaping.
Yeah, you can't vape alcohol. That would be insane.
Not vaping, just like regular smells. Just regular smells. It's barely a problem. So
yeah, you could just like strap a bottle of scotch to your nose, inhale that all day long.
Make me feel alive. I miss it.
It's bad for you.
I miss it. I hate being old.
It's especially bad for you right now. It's dehydrating, and we have heat dome.
What?
And you can't.
Why? I'll drink more water. It counterbalances.
It's felt like straight up hell with heat dome.
I don't understand heat dome.
It's a dome of heat.
But it's just summer.
It's not just summer.
Are we just reframing summer as a heat dome? It's not hotter. It's not hotter than normal
They visualize it as like a giant arena moving across the United States. It's like a big contact lens. It traps the heat in the dome.
But why? What is the dome?
Yeah, this is heat dome.
What is a heat dome? High pressure. But if it's not hotter.
It's hotter.
But then why isn't the temperature hotter?
I don't know. But it's hotter.
It's not hotter.
It is hotter.
The number reflects the temperature. It reflects the heat.
The number is just a concept.
What are you talking about?
So I don't have air conditioner in the truck.
No.
So when I drive around in the summer, I just drive with the windows down and I'm fine. It can be 90 degrees outside.
You're fine
I'm normally completely fine.
Are you sure?
But heat dome is like, it's like I'm driving in a convection oven with the windows down. It's just blowing hot air at my face. It's way hotter. It's actually hotter to be moving than sitting still.
I did notice that on our errands. We went on romantic errands together.
We do that sometimes.
Yeah, we went to the pharmacy and we held hands. And I was very hot, but I didn't want to complain because I didn't want you to think I was like...
No, it was really hot.
Yeah.
Because of heat dome.
I still think it's a mainstream media nonsense. It's just summer.
I can see that. It's
summer.
not just, it is different.
It's not, is heat dome hotter? Heat dome hotter than summer?
Heat dome's hotter than summer.
Fine.
It does feel like every 3 years there's this new weather phenomenon that everyone pretends like they've always known about.
Yeah, that's why I did that poll when there was a squall.
Yeah, squall. Right? Squall. Yeah, people are like, "Oh, the squall came. It was a squall."
And I was like, "How many of you have
you're
heard of a squall?"
You're going to talk about this isn't the first time you've ever said squall.
And they're all like shitty, they're like, "Of course we know what a squall. You don't know what a squall is, and you don't know what a heat dome is."
A squall is horizontal cocaine blizzard. And they don't know it's coming until it's there.
It's kind of intense.
It's like you'll get a notification on your phone, look down, it's like squall, and you're like, what? And then you look outside and it's squall.
It's very scary to get a notification for weather for a word you don't know.
Yeah, squall's coming. Oh my God. Is that Jesus?
Would they still worship him if he was called Squall?
That's a great question.
Our Lord and Savior Squall.
We should...
It doesn't have the same ring to it.
Does not. Squall died for your sins.
You just think it's funny.
Squall loves the little children. He does.
He does.
Red and yellow, black and white.
What are you saying?
They're precious in his sight.
Is that a thing?
That's a thing.
The colors?
They say the colors.
They say red, yellow.
It's like children are Power Rangers.
Seems extremely racist.
Oh, it is. Yeah.
Who's saying this? The Baptists?
Yeah.
Red, yellow.
Red and yellow, black and white. They are precious in his sight. Jesus loves the little children of the world.
They're a delight.
They saved best for last, though.
Oh, well, yeah, of course.
So.
Not the same song with the squall.
But Heat Dome sounds like a fun thing. They should change the name.
Sounds like a wrestling, like
yeah, like. Welcome to the Heat Dome. It's like, yeah.
What happens at Heat Dome?
I don't know. Yeah. Welcome to Heat Dome 2024, where everyone dies. That's Heat Dome.
All right. Just being a little baking convection oven.
Yeah.
As a competition.
And that's why we're freezing downstairs, because we've had the AC on, and this is like a meat locker. Button.
It is. It is cold. I have 2 identical chapsticks.
What do you want me to do about that?
Just wonder why I wasted money on 2 identical chapsticks. And
well, I mean, you don't have to throw one of them away.
They're both right here, right now.
You can use both of them
at the same time. Tremendous use. I just looked. It freaked me out because I thought I had one and it just apparated.
Well, remember.
Yeah.
You can give us a call at 802-870-6928. Again, that's 802-870-6928. And I wasn't looking at anything when I said that.
No, I've never done it.
Oh, do you want to?
What? No, it's okay. I'm nervous now. I can't do it. I can't do it. I don't have the announcer voice. Never mind.
Just try.
I just remember. You can call us. 870-777.
6969.
6928. Your turn.
And you can guess what we saw because we saw something. What the fuck was it? We know you don't, but if you guess, you can win $500. So submit your guesses at ohyabigtime.tv/guess, where you can guess what we saw and then win the money.
I have so much respect for you now that I've tried that.
Thank you.
That's hard.
It's hard.
It's scary.
What am I? Hello, and welcome to the podcast with Oh Yeah Big Time. This episode is not brought to you by Prime Hydration Drink. Are you tired of those dehydration drinks out there? Are you way too fucking cool to be caught dead with a pathetic Gatorade? Well, go to a gas station and try a Prime Hydration Drink. It comes in multiple flavors. Powerade only came in 2 flavors, blue and red. But Prime Hydration Drink comes in those 2 flavors and more. Fill up Logan Paul's pockets and stay hydrated with Prime Hydration Drink. I just realized I don't have the Prime Hydration Drink.
Oh, the prop. I'll get it.
Okay.
Entertain the masses.
Yeah, you go get the Prime Hydration Drink. So, how about all the news lately? There's been so much news. And we listen to it and we hear it and it's scary. They're trying to take over the world. And with that being said, we have a Prime Hydration Drink with us.
Like
Look
an
at that.
icy or icy?
Prime.
Why is this on your mind?
So I was at the gym.
Yeah.
And I saw an old man drinking a Prime Hydration Drink.
Oh.
And I thought to myself, I thought Prime was like the TikTok.
It's for children.
Of drinks, yeah. So I thought I wasn't allowed to even try this.
We have permission now.
So, oh my God, we can try it. So I was leaving the gym and in the vending machine was a Prime Hydration Drink. Prime Hydration Drink. Hydration Drink.
Why?
First of all, Gatorade and Powerade, they don't have to say what the fuck they are.
Gatorade hydration drink?
It's not Gatorade hydration. And you don't have to say that either.
It's just...
If you said, I had a Prime, people would be like a Prime mortgage, Amazon Prime subscription.
Yeah.
What are you talking about?
It's an adjective.
Gatorade and Powerade need no qualifiers.
No.
The aid does that for them.
Right.
I think, first of all, Prime hydration drink,
so many syllables.
So many syllables, and big missed opportunity.
Why?
They should have called it. Are you ready for this?
Yes.
This is an obvious no-brainer here. They should have called Prime hydration drink Primeade. Boom. You get a gorilla as your mascot. Primeade. You know what it is. You know what categorically the drink is for.
You already know what it is. You don't have all those extra syllables at the bottom, and you get a cute little primate mascot out of it.
Yes.
Because they're strong. Don't you want to be
and if you want to be strong like a silverback, you'll drink Primeade.
And then, like, marketing could have, like, silverback, like, ripping a man's head off.
Yeah, just
I would find that very compelling.
Right. Drink Primeade. And then the guy who says that, a silverback rushes in and tears him open by the ribcage.
And be like, I need that hydration drink.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I know that it's a hydration drink because it's an aid.
Because it's an aid. And so we don't... Why?
But instead, they just named it after an Amazon service.
Like that, I'm surprised they don't get sued for that, because just seems like they own that word.
And they do.
Prime Video, Prime Amazon
Prime, Prime Video, Prime Music, Prime Books, Prime Shoes.
Prime.
They got it. It would be like having a drink called Apple TV Plus Hydration Drink. Oh, we're not related to that. We just call ourselves Apple TV Plus Hydration Drink.
Yeah.
Just pick a different name. Call it anything else.
Have a little creativity, or at least make a Primeade.
So
that's what you get with a little baby Logan Paul.
I don't know if he made the name, but he made it.
I don't even know what he does other than like
he just
like Suicide Force stuff or whatever.
Was that him or was that Jake?
Are they brothers?
I don't know. Maybe.
I don't know. I'm gonna say it's him because I don't know the other one.
But we're gonna try Prime hydration drink.
I mean, even seeing it in the fridge, I was like, this isn't for me. Like, is there a kid here? Or why is this here?
Yeah.
I didn't know what to make of it being in our fridge. I didn't know you were gonna do this. I just thought you were a changed man.
No, I figured, why not try this and see what it's about?
The first time I heard about it was a young boy we know. There's a young boy we know.
We do know a young boy.
That's blonde.
We know a young blonde boy.
It was all the rage at school, and so he would just buy those. I assume he drank them, but maybe he just dumped them out and filled them with water, and then...
Wait, he filled them with water?
Yeah, and then just sold them. Because they were like a rare commodity at some point.
So they weren't even like sealed? Just here, I'll sell you this.
What are you going to do when you're that age? You can't do anything.
How much did he sell them for?
I don't know. Probably decent. I feel like they were pretty pricey at some point because they were like scarce, right?
I don't know. I'm not cool.
That's the problem when you have a whole label. You can't fill a Gatorade bottle with water because then it's no longer a color. You don't know what's in there. That could have coffee.
Well, is it popular because of Logan Paul, or is it popular because it tastes good? I mean, I assume it tastes good, or it wouldn't be popular.
It's got to be Logan Paul. I mean, is Mr. Beast chocolate? Does he make chocolate?
He makes
hamburgers?
Something.
I don't know. It has nothing to do with the drink. Maybe it does. I guess we'll find out.
It's got to be good. I mean, I guess Red Bull was intentionally made to taste like medicine, so that it would trick you into thinking it's doing something.
And it does feel like it's doing something.
It does.
It does. That was a rough period of time for me, just as an aside, when I worked as a server and had a full-time job. I would just drink. I would work 9 to 5 and then go to the bar and work from like 6 to 1. I would just drink Red Bull and take Adderall.
You drink Red Bull?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Multiple. And Adderall.
I once drank a 6-pack of Red Bull within like a 3-hour time frame.
Did you get violent?
No, I fell asleep.
You fell asleep?
Yeah.
Oh, it made me very... That's probably why I was such a bad server.
My body probably was just like, stop doing this. You're going to kill yourself.
At some point, it's just like, this is a sign. Yeah, anyway.
I'm sure I gave myself a murmur.
Ooh.
A heart murmur.
That sounds cute. All right. Let's
so
try
yeah,
ice pop.
We're going to try, this is the ice pop
It looks
flavor.
like an icy.
Which, by the way, this is one of the most popular flavors. So we got a good one.
It's just because it's America.
But Pepsi is no longer the second most popular soft drink. I don't know. Well, just while we're talking about drinks.
What do you...
Just so you know, Pepsi is no longer number 2.
What's the their option? There's who?
It's Dr. Pepper now. That's the number 2.
Coke?
Yeah.
Coca-Cola. Huh?
So it was Coke and then Pepsi, and now it's Coke and Dr.
Coca-Cola, so like Sprite and that?
No, just we're talking the individual drinks, not the companies.
Oh, okay.
Because, yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Sprite is less popular than Dr. Pepper?
Yeah. It's not caffeinated. People are addicted to caffeine.
Where are people getting Dr. Pepper? Is it really that popular?
Yes, it's number 2. It's the second most popular.
Pepsi was more popular than Sprite? Am I just like crazy because I'm like a fiend for Sprite that I just think the world is Sprite?
I think so. I bet Sprite's number 3 or 4.
Dr. Pepper.
But it's Dr. Pepper's number 2
Dr.
now.
Pepper can be good, but it doesn't... I don't... Really?
Well, so Dr. Pepper was owned by Snapple.
Okay.
You remember the lady who had the Snapple? And by the way,
no, I don't.
Those Snapple caps, if you took a metal Snapple cap off the glass bottle Snapples.
Yeah, very eco-friendly.
They made the coolest clicking noise.
Yeah, and you could tell a joke.
Fucking loved that.
Yeah.
What are you talking about, tell a joke? Oh, they did. They might have had jokes. Maybe that was Sobe.
Oh, did it have riddles? Did Snapple... Hold on.
They had something in the cap.
Did Snapple lids have riddles? Riddles, trivia, and fun facts. All right.
So, yeah, but Snapple owned Dr. Pepper. But then, like, the Green Mountain Coffee Roasters Company bought... By the Green Mountain Coffee Company owned Keurig. Like the little plastic pods that are fucking terrible for everything.
Huh?
The Green Coffee Roasters.
That sounds like such a little, like... company in the Alps or something, not like a mega corporation.
Oh, yeah. So they own Keurig, and then the Green Coffee Roasters, they bought Snapple, and then they changed their name to Keurig Dr. Pepper.
Is the company name?
That's the company name.
Like the parent company?
The parent company of Dr. Pepper and Snapple and Keurig is Keurig Dr. Pepper.
Who does this?
That is completely
Who makes these
insane.
Decisions?
That would be like if McDonald's bought Little Debbie and then just changed their company name to Big Mac Cream Pie.
I would find that very compelling.
That is insane.
I would
it's
like
just those are
Big
both
Mac
products
Cream
of the
Pie, I'll tell you that.
A Big Mac Cream Pie? Oh yeah.
That'd be a better name than
I've seen
Pepper.
that movie.
But really, you gotta just... It's the drink, it's not the company.
Yeah.
I don't know. What a mess. These people get paid so much to make these bad decisions.
We're going to try Prime Ice Pop.
Fun fact, if anyone ever wants to hurt me...
You are highly sensitive to vitamin
maybe I shouldn't reveal... I don't know anybody. If you wanted to make me feel very, very, very bad for very, very many days, you would make me drink that entire thing.
If Putin was after you, he'd drop a little eyedropper full of straight vitamin A into your Sprite.
Yeah, or he'd just make me drink a Prime hydration drink.
Which is 100% of your vitamin A for the day, right here.
Ice pop flavor.
So this is an ice pop flavor. It's got a sort of...
Is it clear?
What's that Gatorade flavor? The one that's cum?
Oh, like Mystery White Mountain Taffy? I don't know.
Try Gatorade Mystery White Mountain Taffy. It's cum.
It's like the white airhead. I just picture those being...
Yeah,
neighbors.
So this is white.
Is it white?
This looks like Gatorade Frost, right?
Does it look like cum?
Like watered down, yeah.
Really?
So, I'm going to try it for the first time. Do you want to try it first?
Pressure. Sure.
Be careful.
Yeah, that's why they put this, because it's an unappetizing color.
Yeah.
So they got to wrap the bottle.
Right. Don't tell me. Don't tell me. Maintain a neutral phase. Okay. It's good.
I was going to say on the count of 3, we say.
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought you were going to say it.
But I didn't want to like spoil it.
It's good.
It tastes like candy and I want more, and now I'm very upset.
Thanks, Logan Paul.
Thanks, Logan Paul. Wow. I don't mind supporting you, you grifter.
What would you rate it 1 out of 10? 1 through 10. 10 being great.
I just need just a little more. On a 1 to 10? Like for fun, like an 8. But like for its purpose, like I wouldn't want that after a workout. It's very sweet.
It's very sweet.
I would like that as I'm having sugar withdrawals. I would like to eat that, but I would.
It doesn't take like
after a workout. That would not be refreshing.
Right.
Certainly.
For the purpose of like running and being athletic, being out in the heat, beating the heat. Nothing beats that like classic yellow-green Gatorade. That cold, salty lemon piss sports taste.
It's synonymous with exercise.
Like if you're gonna play sports,
yeah, this is bullshit.
Gatorade tastes like sports.
And
it does.
We know about sports.
And if anyone would know that, it's us, because we're big sports fans.
We have jerseys. You have jerseys.
I have a jersey on.
Yeah, because we were soccer.
So we've been gone. Apologies. But we went to North Carolina for an annual soccer tournament.
Yeah.
Which is what that says.
TST.
If you're watching on the YouTube video, which you can, it says TST, the soccer tournament.
Creative name.
It's every year.
Yes.
And I'm not like a big sports guy. In fact, pretty anti-sports.
Notoriously so.
But this is just...
It's the best.
It's riveting. So
it's like... this one was long. 5 days?
5 days.
Like 5 days of like soccer from like day. 8 a.m. to midnight.
And it's
insane.
Mind-blowing.
It's too much, but it's not too much. It's not enough.
But yeah, we had a great time. So that's why we were gone.
That's why we were gone. Because, yeah, I don't know. I had a good time.
I had a great time.
I guess we didn't have the full... Yeah, the heat dome wasn't there yet, but it was quite hot.
We actually... people were talking about heat dome.
Yeah.
All over the U.S., and I'm like, it feels great outside.
Yeah, this is...
Feels perfect.
I was pretty toasty. I got a little steamy.
I like good heat.
Yeah.
We had good heat there. I'm used to it.
I would say the best part of being married to you, if I think about our whole relationship and everything we've been through, all the good memories, all the benefit, the best part of being married to you is just not giving a shit what I look like. That's the best part.
You could achieve that by being married to anyone.
Yes.
So the best part about being married to me
is just being married.
Is just being married.
Yes.
The general
Think
concept.
of how much work it is to look cool when it's that hot.
It's true.
And like not get sun, because I get burnt, my shoulders get burnt. So I have to like, if I wanted to look, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
There's such liberation in not looking cool. And just like you had like a little soccer hat.
I had a stupid hat on. And but I went there, I was wearing a black tank top.
Yes.
And white shorts. And the sun was just cooking my upper body because of the black tank top. This is a terrible decision I made.
This is a very, very bad decision.
It was cooking my upper body. And all of the sweat from my front is dribbling down my stupid fat stomach. And all the sweat from my back is going down my back into my ass crack. And it's all coagulating from both ends in my crotch. And so after not long.
I mean, it wasn't even lunchtime.
After not long, I'm like, I think it looks like I diarrheaed myself. And so I did.
Yeah, I was like,
I'm going to walk away. Tell me if you see wet from my ass. Because I saw it from my crotch. And you said you didn't see it.
I didn't see it. But that's the great part about being married.
Yes.
Because even if you were a diarrhea baby boy, we are locked in.
We're locked in.
So, like, embrace the wet white shorts.
It's like, can you see my filth through my shorts?
Yeah.
And you're like, no. And I'm like, great. But yeah, if we were in the dating stages,
oh my
in the
God, we would never go to this place during courtship stage.
I would have gone to the bath. I would have gone and bought different clothes, put them on in the bathroom, thrown my old clothes away, and walked back like nothing happened.
Put like ice in your shoes.
Yeah.
I don't know. Probably not ice in your shoes.
But it's it's great. We don't have to worry about looking cool.
Well, and the socks. Do you?
Oh yeah. The
PSA to our, because we only have millennial Gen X listener.
Yeah.
Well, basically just everything above millennial. PSA, dear listeners, if you did not know, ankle socks are not in.
Ankle socks are
fucking
criticized.
lame.
They are
They're
dorky. They are
hell.
dweeby.
You look like a fucking idiot. I didn't know this. I love ankle socks. I'm a big ankle socks lady.
Well, so we grew up as millennials.
Yes.
Old people wore crew socks.
Yeah.
Old people wore the crew socks.
Old, boring, stupid
And we said,
people.
we can't let our socks show.
Yeah.
That looks old.
Got to show off our cute little ankles.
So we hid our socks.
Yeah.
And
Yeah, we didn't just have ankle socks. We went to no-show hidden socks.
Yeah.
Like half
but
socks.
even just ankle socks or anything that's not a crew sock is dorky.
That's not fair.
They say Gen Z says that ankle socks look old. That's what they say.
I just can't wrap my head around it. But
Google search old man. Google search old man in short. Good old man shorts. Old man
shorts.
Old man in shorts. Google search that.
Old man in shorts.
Yeah, go to images and you don't even have to. Look at that. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what Gen Z wants to look like now.
Huh.
That's what an old man looks like.
And we're the lame ones.
And now we're fucking lame.
Yeah, they say if you're at the gym, you can spot a millennial because their ankles are showing.
Well, you can spot an old fuck and a young, stupid, ignorant piece of shit.
Yeah.
By looking at their socks.
So just don't give in, dear listener. Ankle socks reign supreme. Just also know that you're a loser.
I think they just want to hate us.
We did it too. I mean, there's just this warfare.
As soon as millennial men started wearing man buns, Gen Z was like, "We got it from here. You're done."
Yeah.
Which I had a man bun.
Yeah.
So I'm sorry.
Well, it's fine.
So now I'm pulling up my ankle socks as high as they can. I'm pulling them up as high as they can go because I feel so.
It's just not very far.
That my toes are tearing through the tips.
Yeah.
Because I just, I'm afraid of being a dork.
But they look dorky in our shoe. Like, you also have to have cool shoes. That's another problem is it doesn't even matter if we're wearing the cool socks because we don't have the cool shoes.
Yeah, there are crew appropriate footwear.
Like, my favorite shoes are called sloggers, okay? You know my favorite shoes.
They're Crocs, but like fake.
But like worse. Show my screen. These are the best shoes. If you're a lady, maybe even a man. They have pansy print, turquoise, all sorts of mom prints. There's roosters. Best shoes. These are my married woman's shoes. But you can't wear you can't wear crew socks with those.
The next wedding we're invited to, the gift we bring for the bride will be a pair of those.
Sloggers waterproof garden shoes for women.
Yeah.
They are fantastic, but this is what I'm talking about. I used to just wear these outside to do garden. I wear them everywhere. I wear them to the store, and I confirm with you all the time, are you okay being with me?
And yeah, I don't care. I'm not looking at your shoes.
Yeah. But, yeah, you didn't wear those shorts again. Because your butt.
It was embarrassing.
There's a lot of butt sweats. Well, just all sweats.
But mainly it went down.
It just went.
Yeah, we were at this soccer tournament. Amazing time.
I can't believe we just changed the name. Because I can't say football.
Right.
But it is football. But football is like lame. Like, I hate football, so I can't call it football. And when people like that's not our culture. We can't call it football. Yet it feels very impure to just be saying soccer. Like,
I hate saying soccer.
How did we do that, though? Like, how can you just...
It's insane.
Like...
It would be like if it would be like if like Germany took hopscotch and it'd be like if Germany had a game where they just throw scotch up into the air as high as they can, and whoever throws it the highest wins.
While they're hopping?
And they no, not even while they're hopping.
Oh.
They just throw the scotch.
Yeah.
And they called that hopscotch.
And then they act like we're all fucking idiots for playing hopscotch.
Like, you can't do it. It's already a thing. Just make a different name. It's like with Prime. Call it something else. Primate.
Yeah. Football, there's no goddamn feet involved except for one punting man who gets the punt. Don't get me started. But yeah.
That's what we do here in America.
We just ruin everything.
And they call our football American football. We should just call their football world football.
World football.
Rest of world football.
Rest of outside of.
Oh, I was at a rest of world football game the other day.
Get those extra syllables in.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's really fun though. It's like, well, I don't know if our listeners care, but we'll just tell them anyway. It's like 30 teams of men and women, and they're playing for $1 million, and it's 7v7, and there's like no offsides and timeouts, and it's very fast paced, and it's a half field, and it's very exciting. It's very high stakes, and we love it.
So yeah, it's 7v7.
Yeah.
20-minute halves. And then mandatory overtime.
Oh, yeah.
And in overtime, there's something called the target score.
Yes.
It's the target score. And the goal, whoever is the leading team at the end of the second half, the target score is 1 point above their score.
Yeah.
So sometimes this could be like 3-0.
Yeah.
And the nil team can come back and beat
the 3.
They can do that, and we've seen it happen. It's amazing.
Yeah, it's very exciting. Overtime's very exciting.
Yeah, so whoever scores that target point first in the overtime wins, and it's exhilarating.
Yes, it's amazing. And it's a very international thing. There's teams from all over the world, so you just have people yelling in different languages, and
Yeah.
It's like I feel very cultured when I'm there.
It's amazing. Especially it's weird being in like Cary, North Carolina.
Right. But like, I'm a more cultured person now.
When we first got there, we got there in the morning. I hadn't eaten breakfast. It was cranky. Yep. And we sat behind this guy who was eating this plate of eggs and bacon. And I was like, that's what I want. So I'm like, hey, excuse me, where'd you get that eggs and bacon?
Yeah, and I was like, I don't want you to talk to that guy. That guy's not cool.
Yeah, he just looked like some like suburban dad.
Yeah, it's just like, oh, we have to engage with this guy.
Yeah. Then he turns around and he's like, "Shut mate, they got all your breakfast part of you. Just go down there." And I'm like, "Wow, oh my god,
we love you.
Come back to our Airbnb. Let's leave and go to our Airbnb and have sex."
May as well have. Yeah, it's crazy what an accent does. It just changes his entire.
So smart.
Like, it's a great accent. Those British accents.
It's incredible.
But then we also learned that in our dear listeners are going to be like, you fucking idiot. Irish is a language.
We learned that Irish has its own language.
Which makes sense. Of course it does.
I've heard of Gaelic.
Right? But
I didn't know what the fuck that meant. Is that some fairy language that they speak in?
It doesn't sound like it's of this world.
Like from the Brothers Grimm? It just sounds like some fairy tale language.
It sounds like Lord of the Rings or something.
Yes.
Like,
but it's a real thing that the Irish allegedly speak.
That have a real language. You learn stuff every day, and you sound dumb when you don't know the Irish. But how are you supposed to learn everything?
There's too much to know.
You're just supposed to know everything all the time, and then people make fun of you when you don't know stuff. But But our favorite team is not international. They're from Connecticut.
Who would have thought?
Newtown, Connecticut.
Go Newtown Pride FC!
Yeah.
Go Newtown Pride FC! The best team.
Our favorite team on any sport of any league of any nation.
Well, and they're known as Newtown Pride FC.
Yeah. They have pride because the bad stuff that happened there,
Yeah, they're right next to Sandy Hook.
Yeah.
So they have pride.
That's why we love them.
But yeah. So we went there last year because we had just watched the Welcome to Wrexham series.
Yeah.
We're all excited to see Wrexham's coming to the U.S. to play. We got to go see them.
Yep.
So we go out to TST to see Wrexham play, and they lost immediately.
Yeah.
But then we noticed this team, and they had a player that when we were walking into the tournament for the first time, this guy who I could tell looked like a soccer player.
Yeah.
Is walking in right in front of us.
Bleached hair.
And he looks so cool.
Yeah.
And he's walking in, and then I see him on the field.
And you're like, I know that man.
We are best friends with him.
Yeah.
Because he was in front of us.
We walked on the same path.
And that's what it felt like.
Yeah.
So this team starts playing, and we're like, we love this team.
We love this team.
We love this team. And they're wearing these bright, highlighted colored
neon
uniforms.
Yellow.
And so we didn't know their name because Newtown Pride FC is a little challenging to remember when you're coming from just Wrexham, Mm-hmm. So Newtown Pride FC, we start calling them our little highlighters.
Yeah. It's a little, yes. That's what they are. They're ours.
They're our
There's
little
no way
highlighters.
around it.
And even if their uniforms are no longer highlighted colored.
They kind of.
Some of them are.
Splotchy highlighter.
Yeah.
We know.
They came out of the gate screaming in highlighter yellow.
Yeah.
And we loved that. And so we called them our little highlighters. So every time they came on the field, I honestly didn't even know when we were watching one of their games until they came on the field and said, oh, it's our little highlighters. Yes. And so we have the team itself.
Our little highlighters.
They are called our little highlighters.
Then we have our little highlighter.
Then we have our little highlighter singular. And that is, what's
we
his
shouldn't
name?
say his name.
Why?
I don't know. Costa.
Costa is our little highlighter.
He's a midfielder, and we love him.
Amazing.
And he's ours, and he's shared.
He's like a Brandon Flowers on the soccer field.
Yeah.
On the football pitch.
A football Brandon Flowers.
So we have our little highlighters is the team. And because we didn't know Costa's name, he was our little highlighter, singular.
/ baby boy.
But then after I noticed
bleached
that the guy in front of us was on that team.
Yeah.
That's my little highlighter. That's my little highlighter. No one can have him but me.
It's true. It's only I don't have my own highlighter.
No, you don't. You won't. You can't. Only I have my little highlighter.
So imagine his devastation when his little highlighter isn't on the field.
This year, my little highlighter was hurt.
On Instagram, it said he's committed, so you've got expectations to see
Before we
him.
went, I was looking for my little highlighter to see if he was committed. He was committed.
Yeah.
I was thrilled.
Didn't see him on the field.
Then we get there. There's no my little highlighter.
And we're just stalking. We can't find him. So then I message the team and try to pretend we're normal. Just like, we're just big fans. Just want. And they're like, he's hurt. And then we're like, fuck. But then they said he's here as our good luck charm.
Still didn't see him. And I would have noticed him.
Oh, yeah.
But this team is, the way they play is.
Everyone hates them.
Everyone hates our little highlighters.
And they won last year. So.
Yeah, they ended up winning, which was amazing. But yeah, everyone fucking hates him. And it's because, so their keeper, he does this thing that makes him a godlike being.
God among men.
And no other keepers do this.
They've tried and they
fail.
Bites them in the butthole.
The keeper will just walk down the field with the ball, just lightly kicking it.
Very slowly.
Slowly.
Yeah.
And it creates this force field, and nobody moves in on him.
It's crazy.
They act like he has a loaded gun, and he's just like... Like if you were walking through a mall and there was a guy holding like a knife, just like... You would be like...
Slowly walk backwards.
You would treat that person like other teams treat Hernandez. That's his name.
That is his name.
And it's amazing to watch. And people are booing.
They go hysterical.
People are shouting.
Boring.
Yeah, people are shouting at him.
And it's like, but they get mad and resentful But everyone's scared of him, so no one... Because the solution to that is to go take the ball, right? But
just go get it.
He just has this force field, and it makes
because
people
it's
very
crazy.
angry.
Because no one else does this.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's really hard to actually find a clip of him doing this because everyone thinks it's so boring that they don't include it in the highlight reels. This is the most exciting part.
It is.
So I was searching. I wasn't able to really find it, but if you open up this clip here.
Okay.
So there he is. That's Hernandez. It's not the best example, but
still, like, demonstrates the goalie's on the other side.
He's on the other side.
Oh, it's important to know, TST, every 3 minutes, a player comes off until they reach target score.
In the target score time, so after the second half. Yeah.
So he's an important role because towards the end of the game, he's like on the offense, and it's crazy.
It's pretty cool.
Yeah.
No one plays like him. And I can't wait. And we're going every year.
Oh, yeah.
I'll do anything.
I'll do literally anything.
Because I don't even have a way to, like, watch Newtown Pride's.
Because they're not like a real team because these teams, like, enter.
Yeah. Well, they are a real team, but yeah.
For the $1 million, they, like, get a bunch of powerful people together. It's like I transform I'm a quiet person.
If you can't tell.
Especially sober.
Yeah.
But soccer,
you're screwed.
I get this guttural yell.
Yeah!
I get angry. I have testosterone. It's great because I really get to let loose. But sometimes I feel bad still because, like, people really care about their teams. We had this happened twice where there's I think it was the Wrexham game, but the girl next to us was really upset because our team was doing really well, and I was like, oh man, because she's saying people's names by first names, and she's getting really upset, and then I'm like, oh, that must suck, or she has a personal connection to this team, and they're losing, and I feel uncomfortable because I'm like, excuse me.
Right, and she was giving you dirty looks.
She was giving me dirty looks, but then her team scores, which is a good thing for her.
You'd think.
She's just like, Jesus Christ. No matter what happens, no matter who scores or what happens, she's mad.
Maybe she just wanted everyone to lose.
That's what happened. I was like, what is that life like? Like, the joy I get for wanting my team to win and when they succeed. Like, what is that like when you want both teams to lose? You're going to be very, very disappointed the entire time.
Every time Newtown scores,
someone is always losing.
It's like 800 Christmases to a 9-year-old in the 90s.
Yes.
That's how much joy I'm filled with.
Right. And she has the inverse.
Yeah, she's like, fuck! So, I don't get it.
I don't get it. I just love the fans. I love the participation. People yelling at the players as if they're listening to them, telling them what to do.
Well, because you're really close by. So, a lot of these games, everyone's just standing around the field. It's like a
there's
it's like a hometown soccer game for the kids.
Yeah.
But you're there, so you can scream right at the players.
Yeah. But my favorite heckle is a false memory. There was a man wearing blue medical gloves, and we could not comprehend why.
Well, he was a player on a team.
Yeah.
And he's wearing blue medical gloves, like a doctor.
It's sweaty.
So I'll wear those. I'll wear black nitrile gloves, just working on stuff in the garage or doing truck stuff. And within 10 minutes, I mean, that thing is a bag of my sweat, and my hands are just float. Yeah, they're my pants at TST.
Yeah.
And when I take off the gloves, it's basically undoing a water balloon of sweat, and I have to sweat them. And my fingers are wrinkled from like I'm in a hot bath or something. Yeah. So
and he's doing this on purpose.
And he's running around
sweating
on a soccer field with these gloves.
Yeah. So someone heckled. Well, I thought it's a nuance. I thought they were yelling, "Why are you wearing medical gloves?" Which I think is funnier than they just said, "Why are you wearing gloves?" Just love yelling at a player, "Why are you wearing gloves?"
Yeah.
But then I said that later, wasn't that funny when he said, "Why are you wearing medical gloves?" And you're like, he just said, "Why are you wearing gloves?" And I was like, how much of my life have I stored the wrong information because I thought it was a funnier joke?
That's all that matters, though.
But you know what I mean?
Sure.
It's just a bunch of favorable memories. None of it's real. It's just...
Nothing's real. I mean, the Nobel Prize for I think it was last year, was proving that nothing's real. That was the Nobel Prize.
What does that mean?
Somebody won an award for proving nothing's real.
Well, what did they prove?
And no one's talking about it.
Why?
I don't know. Look up Nobel Prize reality 2022.
2022.
I don't know if it was actually 2022.
Google, hold on. Is this quantum stuff?
Yes. Yeah.
The universe is not locally real.
One of the more unsettling discoveries in the past half a century is that the universe is not locally real. In this context, real means that objects have definite properties independent of observation. So that would mean that, like, an apple is round and red and has texture and, the stem. But that's not true.
None of this means anything to me.
So investigations at the frontiers of quantum physics have found that these things cannot both be true. Instead, the evidence shows that objects are not influenced solely by their surroundings, and they may also lack definite properties prior to measurement. So before looking at the apple, it's fucking...
None of that makes sense to me.
It's gack. Yeah.
That's a podcast for another day, I guess. But that seems like a kind of big thing to discover. No? And no one wants to know that they're just glossing over it? Is that what you're telling me?
Yeah.
I don't mind glossing over that, because do you want to know nothing's real?
Yeah, I think it's cool. Because it's like freeing. You could just walk up to a guy and be like, and he would just be like, because nothing's real. You can say whatever you want.
I guess it is liberating, but it also feels like we lack a little purpose.
No, purpose is what you make it. Whatever you want to do, just do it. That's the point of life, is to have fun. And
yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's all.
Yeah.
We don't need a cosmic reason for all of this.
Just have fun. Just
have fun.
Vape alcohol. You'll have a great time.
Yeah, because nothing's real. You can vape alcohol because alcohol isn't real.
Exactly.
One thing that is real is, so we were driving, the soccer tournament's in North Carolina.
Mm-hmm.
And I wish it weren't. First of all, Charlotte, North Carolina, I've said it once, I'll say it 1,000 times, I'll say it till the day I die, it'll be on my tombstone. Charlotte is the worst city in America, possibly the world. Terrible place.
Disagree.
If you're from Charlotte, you're from a bad place.
They probably know that, though.
I hope so. If you're from Charlotte, you are from the shittiest city in America.
It's so hostile.
It's hostile. The roads are just, if somebody took a handful of spaghetti, slung it down on a blank canvas.
That's not an exaggeration.
And said, make the roads. Make the roads like that. The city planners were like, how do we make roads? And some guy gave a crayon to his 6-year-old and said, let's do whatever he does.
Show my screen just so people know you're not exaggerating.
Like, some of these roads don't even go anywhere.
Like, these are...
Zoom out.
I don't know how.
Not a grid in sight. What the fuck is going on?
Like, in comparison...
Like, spiders do a better job making geometrically sound objects.
What's wrong with my computer? I know it doesn't matter, but look at this. Look at this, just piping hot. God, what is wrong with my computer? I don't understand how anything works.
Just use the little controls in the bottom corner.
Look at that grid.
I mean, everything's square.
Look at how square, and then you got to wiggle land. This is chaos, and you can't turn around, you can't turn left, and everything, and everyone's mean. It's a very grumpy place because nobody knows how to get anywhere. Why are we talking about Charlotte?
Oh, because we were in North Carolina.
Oh, and it's worse than... We weren't in Charlotte, but...
Yeah. But we were... one thing that all of North Carolina has in common across the whole state is that when you're driving, all you see is trees.
Which seems like that would be a nice thing.
You'd think that would be nice, but it's so claustrophobic. I mean,
you could
literally be looking for like a grocery store, and Google Maps is telling you that it's in 300 feet. You can't fucking see it because it's all trees. Everything's hidden behind a bunch of trees. Everything's in the woods. It'd be a great place for murders. But yeah. So that's driving in North Carolina. It's claustrophobic. There's just way too many trees. But we got our rental car, which was
kind of an ordeal. I mean, it
was an ordeal,
but a lot of hostility there too. I don't know, just hostility everywhere. And I feel like you spend 20 minutes just waiting for the goddamn paper to print.
Why are they still printing papers?
Because it's that paper that's...
It's got
like it prints line by line.
It prints line by line. It's so loud.
It's so loud.
There's those dots on the sides you can rip off for no reason.
I don't get it. Every time I'm there, I don't understand. They're the only ones that have these printers.
It's insane.
What is the ripping for? Just give me a piece of paper.
Where are you buying these printers? What computer is capable of printing on them?
Like a normal or modern day desktop can't even connect to that. So what is
like that thing doesn't plug in over USB.
Like
that thing, it has one of those like wide plugs with 1,000 pins. That is an insane thing to still have. I haven't seen those
for a long time.
Yeah,
they've got like some sort of deal with some I don't even know. But we got the car, kind of worked.
Yeah, we got the car, and then it's like stressful because this car's beeping and it's doing all the new car things, except the CarPlay did not work.
Yeah.
So we couldn't see where we were going.
I'm a bad navigator.
And by the way, I don't know when I was growing up, this didn't exist. Where on the side of semi-truck tires or wheels, there are these like 12-inch just spikes.
They're ginormous.
They are weapons.
Yeah.
It's like putting a blender. It's like walking around with a blender on with no the blades out and just.
It's terrifying.
What? How is that legal?
I don't understand. Every time I see it, I'm like just visioning, and it's very dangerous because now I'm thinking about that. And
can I just weld blades to the? Can I just weld a bayonet to the roof of my car and drive around with that?
I wonder if you can.
There's like spikes and blades and razors all over my car.
Essentially, that's what's happening here, except there's many of them.
What functional purpose could that serve? To have literal weapons spinning, rotating like...
Very fast, and it's already going to win the car accident anyway. What more do you need?
Let's say the semi-truck doesn't have those, and I bump into the wheel. Yeah. Here's what happens. Oops. A little bit of damage. With those on... Here's what happens. It just tears up the whole wheel.
And slits your throat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And flips the car over and starts spinning it.
Yeah.
Because it's gripped into these spikes. Look up semi-truck spike wheel.
Semi-truck spike wheel.
Yeah, and those are the shorter ones. There's bigger ones.
There's some really long ones that are long.
Yeah, look at that first one. That first one, those are 12-inch long.
Long spike. Yeah, I feel like they go out way longer than that.
Look up Y. I think that was one of the first results on the regular. Just go back twice.
I'm back twice.
One more.
4.
Okay, that one. You might be surprised to find that the tire spikes on big rigs actually serve a practical purpose. They're lug nut covers. Okay, but they don't need to be spikes.
Aluminum alloy. None of them are strong. I don't buy it. I still think they're dangerous.
So this article is trying to tell me why they're there, but they're just saying they're lug nut covers. You can have lug nut covers that aren't shaped like weapons.
Right. Huh.
So I don't buy it.
So we had a great trip, but then the coming home was very stressful, more so for me than you. But we were leaving the Airbnb, and I was messaging her to just say hey, we left early,
Well, at the Airbnb, on the refrigerator is a little an ad saying, next time save on the fees by booking.
Direct.
On our site directly versus on Airbnb or Vrbo.
She was very responsive.
Which is against the rules.
Yes.
They can't do that.
No.
AirBNB says no.
They will ban you and the host, which I did not think about in this next moment. I said bye to the host, whatever, said we're checking out. And she's like, if you come back, remember to use the information on the fridge. I'm tired. I have a headache. I'm nauseous. I'm not thinking. I just replied like, oh, yeah, I took a photo of that, like, to remember next time. And I looked and compared. I can't believe how much the fees are, like how much money that saves.
So you outed her.
I outed her.
In an AirBNB message, which you cannot delete.
You can't delete.
Once you send an AirBNB message, like to your host,
yeah,
that's it. It's in the ether.
It is. And I read, because I sent it, and within like seconds, she read it. And to me, I was like, that's a nice message. So when she doesn't respond, I reread it. And I'm like, oh, fuck. Because, they've got out there. They're reading all of our messages. So I'm freaking out because I'm like, I want to fuck the system, right? I'm all for booking direct. And she's like trying to be a little stealth, like, oh, the fridge. And then I use the word fee, which is definitely going to be flagged. So I'm like freaking out because I'm like, how do I save this? Because I was so there was no room for nuance, right? Like, between our language and stuff, and I was like, I have to try.
And didn't you realize this when we were in the TSA line?
No, it was on the bus. On the shuttle.
Okay, it was on the shuttle.
This was my whole airport experience until we took off.
But I'm just like, what's done's done. You can't do anything.
Yeah, and I'm like, don't talk to me. I'm freaking
out.
Yeah. You saw we saw the goalkeeper for Newtown.
So yeah, we get past TSA and we're walking, just outside of the TSA section, and I see a man who I know. Yeah. I said, I know this face. It's one of the keepers for our little highlighters.
For our little highlighter.
He's not our little highlighter or my little highlighter.
But he's a highlighter.
But he's our little highlighters.
And he's a good highlighter.
Great highlighter. Love this guy. So I see him and I'm like, oh my God, that's our keeper.
Yeah.
And you rush up to him real quick. And in your state of delirium and panic, nonetheless.
Yes.
But yeah, you're like, so we talk to him, and I am starstruck.
Yeah, you're like beaming.
So you're over here panicking
and
about
AirBNB.
Like, I'm like, we talked to the keeper for our little highlighters.
Us later and like gave you like an approving nod.
Yeah.
And so then you were soaring even higher.
So we were sitting down. You're trying to craft a message to fix what you've done to the AirBNB host. The keeper walks by after talking to us.
Yeah.
And he gives me an approval, and I was just like, me?
Be still my heart.
So yeah, I was just I'm like, I wonder if we're on the same flight. What, can I just go switch flights to wherever he's going?
Yeah,
and we'll just go
follow
there?
him and see what happens.
And meanwhile, you're in sheer panic mode.
I'm in panic. I'm trying to work with ChatGPT, which actually I didn't think it would work with me because I'm blatantly like, how do I craft this to have plausible deniability so it knows I'm lying? But it was so bad at its responses. It's like, dear host, I just wanted to clarify that in my previous message when I was talking about fees, I wasn't talking about circumventing AirBNB fees. I was talking about saving fees. Like, that's not how people, you know what I mean? You're making this so much worse. So I'm just trying to find things that are parallels. Like, what could I be talking about? I hope we can book again next year. Like, the language I use is very...
I was like, it doesn't matter. Like, just...
I can't take it because I'm like, I've ruined this whole, and then I start getting resentful.
I was like, just say zip lining or something.
Yeah.
Just say you're talking about zip lining.
And I was like, we can't do that because I'm like, I won't get into it again. But I was very particular about what I was going to say because I was like, I've ruined this. And then I start getting bitter at her because I'm like, she solicited me. She mentioned the fridge. I didn't mention the fridge. And then like AirBNB, instead of like giving this house to someone who can live in it, all that stuff. So then I start getting resentful at AirBNB and I'm like, she's the one that's fucking everything up anyway. But then I still felt bad. So then I crafted a message and then I deleted the app after that because I felt so guilty.
What did you say to her?
I said, I could look because I'm curious if she responded. And we're going to use it again, right? I hate AirBNB, but we'll be on there again.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because what did we go with? We went with a boat tour.
Yeah, it was like, so I tried to convince you to go with zip lining, but you're like, the fees savings on a zip lining wouldn't be substantial enough to warrant the emojis that I use.
Yeah, I used a crying emoji, laughing emoji. I was like, it doesn't work. It can't be a zip line. It has to be something more substantial. And then I was like, a boat tour doesn't cost enough. And then just going through all these options.
But then I found out that boat tours can be kind of crazy.
But then we're like, what? Well,
and in case we're not clear here, let me just frame this for you. Leah has outed the Airbnb host for trying to circumvent Airbnb fees by going directly to their site. Leah outed that in a message to the Airbnb host, which she is now certain is going to be flagged by Airbnb to be reviewed and will result in the banning of the host from the Airbnb platform and thus destroying the host's life by drastically reducing the income the host is able to achieve through their rental property.
Yes.
So Leah has thought, well, instead of just letting it be, I'm going to try to invent a story so that when Airbnb reads through this message history, they will see that I wasn't talking about circumventing Airbnb fees, but rather that I was talking about circumventing fees for another service that the host was able to provide a discount on through some means. And so you have crafted this narrative that you weren't talking about Airbnb fees, you were talking about fees removed from a boat tour.
Yeah.
But the Airbnb host doesn't know that you're trying to do this.
Because I'm hoping she'll pick up on it.
The Airbnb host will receive a message about a boat tour
that we talked about.
That you did not talk about. And the Airbnb host has no idea what you're talking about. And you deleted the app right after sending it.
Because I was so freaked out.
So you don't even know what the Airbnb host said about this boat tour narrative that they're not involved in at all.
That they're in at all.
So.
Don't show my screen.
Okay.
And that was another, you kept saying like, show me what you wrote. And I was so.
You wouldn't show me.
I'm never that embarrassed around you, but I've never hated myself so much in that. So I was like, you're like, how are we going to respond if you won't let me read the message? I was like, you can't read the message.
Yeah. You got that guttural scream that you did in soccer.
Yeah. I said, oh, shoot, I was going through my gallery. It looks like I didn't take a photo of the flyer on the fridge for the boat tour. Sorry. Can you remind me the name of that? Hopefully I can go next time. And then I made up some lies that I don't want to share. And then we're so grateful for all your recommendations of activities, restaurants, coupons, etc. It helps so much to have that local knowledge instead of going to random places as a tourist. You went above and beyond as a host to help find things that we'd like and would suit our interests. We so appreciate it.
Which did not happen.
We have never talked to each other. Like, we didn't.
The host has recommended nothing.
She's done nothing.
There's been no talk of a boat tour. There's been no talk of other activities. It's been highly transactional about the Airbnb stay. And so this host receives a message that has nothing to do with anything that she knows about. Has she responded?
Yes. Thanks, Leah. Yes, we love North Carolina because of the 4 distinct seasons. You are welcome back anytime. Also, check out one of the beach condos on a return trip. We love them so much. Topsail Island, especially in October. The boat tour is Middleton Getaways, all one word. She went with the lie. She found a boat tour. And then she said, hello, Leah. 8 hours later, which I have checked out by now.
Yeah.
Hope you're enjoying your stay. This is a run. And then she's telling me what to do. She's like, remove all your items, wash the dishes, take out the trash and recycling to the carts, return the remote control, set the thermostat to 78, turn off the lights and fans. If anything's damaged, give us...
Okay, but she went with the boat tour lie.
She went with the boat tour lie. All right. Because I was worried, because I was like, what if she's just like completely like, what the fuck are you talking about, you psycho?
Yeah. We've never talked about a boat tour. Yeah.
So she must love me, right?
You saved the day.
I saved the day with the boat tour. Oh.
You saved the boat tour.
Well, you did the boat tour.
I did come up with the boat tour. Yeah.
All right. So that was stress before the flight. I send it before the flight. And then I'm like writing chat, like, talk me down from this man. I'm freaking out. I was like, Airbnb doesn't have incentives to like kick this host off anyway.
You really talked to ChatGPT.
Yes.
Wow. All right.
I was like, talk me down, brother. It did. But then I'm so not, I have a very hard time flying home always because I'm very sensitive to food and I get very sick. I was very sick. I'm dreading this flight and we have our miles. And I was like, I can't have neighbors today.
So we upgraded to first class.
Yeah, because I was like, I need space. I already feel like I'm going to throw up and I'm going to go in an airplane. Let's live like
kings, yeah,
and queens. So we did the first class. And I
love it.
I don't.
First class.
I like the space.
Is amazing.
But I don't.
It is a completely different experience.
It's just the seats, though.
Flying on first class is a different flight. It's a different era. It's a different world than flying normal.
Yeah.
What are the sections of the plane?
What are the sections?
Like first class.
Comfort plus.
Comfort plus and then.
Main and then economy.
Okay. What's the difference between economy and main and economy?
Your seat.
Okay. But it's the same seats.
It's the same seats, but it costs more to choose a seat.
So first class is, I'm a fan.
I mean, it is so outrageously priced to just such an outrageous degree, and I feel like they have to justify that, so they're incredibly overbearing.
Yeah, I like the seats.
I don't enjoy the experience at all.
I like the seats. I like the location. I like first boarding, and I like first to leave. More than anything, first to leave is thank God.
Yeah, primo.
But I am with you that they feel like they have to justify the price of the ticket.
And they don't. This is our second time flying first class. They don't like us up there.
They don't like us.
And I don't know why.
Well, I declined. So they give you these little... We'll get into it, but they give you these towels.
Yeah.
I declined a towel, and ever since it's like they marked me.
Yeah,
or something.
you're like on a. It's tied to your
like towel. And I'm like, oh no, I don't need I don't need a little tablecloth for my tiny little tray.
Right.
I don't use tablecloths, and they ever since then.
Yeah, it's like you go on one. You're in the system.
Hates
this one.
Hates royalty.
Was so friendly to everybody, and she was a Salt Lake City flight attendant, so she's like very nice, you know. And she's like, I took French in college, and what's yours? And sharing all these personal anecdotes with all these people, and I'm like, wow, because I really value a friendly. It makes my day to have a friendly person interact with me. But then they come to us, and they're so cold.
Which I don't get. So everyone in first class is so like demanding.
They're demanding.
They're like, I'll have a sparkling water with fresh squeezed mango juice and 2 mint leaves, please.
And they're like, okay.
They're like, yes, I'll climb down out of the plane and go get a fucking mango and come back up here and squeeze it for you with my bare hands. And they're like, thank you, yes. People in first class are fucking assholes.
I hate them. I want nothing.
I don't want anything.
I got no drink, and it was like met with disdain. She was grumpy.
Yeah, she hated us.
I don't get it. I feel like I know all the parts I don't like about myself. I know the parts that I'm pretty sure other people don't like. Things that might come off as off-putting or arrogant, annoying, whatever. But like, no, like all the variables are removed here. I'm just sitting in a chair. Not wanting anything.
And you hate me for it.
And you hate me, and I don't know why. And I don't know if it's because of how I'm dressed, if I'm wearing my sloggers.
It's probably your sloggers,
Can't have sloggers.
No sloggers in first class.
That's probably what it is. I just don't get it. We're not, both times, they're like very nice to everybody except us. And I don't like the eeriness of how like nice they are to everybody because they're getting paid for it and it's this weird dynamic that I don't enjoy. But also, why, what would you like me more if I demanded more? I feel like I'm doing a service by asking
next time
for
we're first class,
minimum.
let's just try to make obnoxious requests and see if they like it.
Wildly specific ones.
Yeah. Excuse me, can I have a fresh squeeze orange juice with half orange juice, half sparkling water, and a quarter shot of vodka mixed with cranberry juice, please? And pour that into a bowl and drink it and then vomit it back into my mouth, please? Thank you.
And then be like, yes, I took French in high school. What else can I do for you? I love you.
Yeah.
That's what they would say.
That's what we'll have to do.
It's crazy to me. I am the nicest person I know in terms of stranger-to-stranger interactions. And they keep bringing you treats.
So this is another thing about first class. Yeah.
Seems right up my alley. It's disruptive.
I swear it's probably every 20 to 30 minutes. They're coming by with something. And they're always trying to give you these little shitty bottles of water. Yeah, like it's special.
The baby ones.
So they give you these little tiny, like, kids' lunch bottles of water. And they're constantly like, you need water? Do you need water? And then they come through with this basket of, like, snacks.
But it's
not the sun chips.
Not the pleb.
It's not the sun chips and the almonds or whatever they're handing out. This is like little chocolate cookies, and it's just this whole grab bag of goodies.
Gourmet bullshit.
And they're constantly, I wouldn't even say it's like by any standards, these treats are not gourmet. They're only gourmet because they're on a plane.
They are in the context of the plane.
In comparison with the tiny sun chips bags.
Yeah.
It's very fancy.
I want some sun chips.
They're great. But yeah, so they're always coming by with something, trying to give you something. And it's like, leave me the fuck alone.
Yeah. Please.
But
we don't act that way. We're still nice.
Because
when we describe this, it's like, of course they hate you.
No, every time they come by, it's like, oh no, I'm good, thanks. But in my head, I'm like, fuck off, leave me the fuck alone. I'm trying to fucking listen to this bullshit.
Maybe they can see it in your heart. I don't know.
Maybe.
So I'm having this is one of my worst flights ever. And when I also, the meds thing,
well, it's because you don't feel good. It's a good flight. Like for me, it's a great flight.
We're at a different
universe. I'm just having a great time.
I am suffering.
Yeah.
Emotionally and physically, because I'm going down I taper down on my meds 2 days, so that's good. I'm already super on edge emotionally. And then I'll I'm sorry you have to fly with me.
Oh, it's okay.
That's terrible.
Half the time I don't even know.
I cry all the time. I actually don't cry that much in life anymore, but my crying on planes is way too much. So this time, because I don't know.
Well, turbulence.
Turbulence.
I do know that.
I am scared of flying. So I will often cry with turbulence.
I love turbulence. I think turbulence it's like being rockabye babied by the sky. It's such a great feeling.
You are like a little baby. You're comforted by it somehow.
It's nice, except for when you have your little cup of water or Coke or whatever you got. You have your little cup because they won't give you the whole damn thing.
No.
And it's just like all you have is this little like divot in the tray table. It's like this little like millimeter divot.
Barely, yeah.
That will barely contain the cup.
It's not staying
And so
there.
that now this has become so as soon as there's turbulence, I'm like, I like this. But then I get this panic over my little cup. And I just, at that point, the flight attendants, especially in first class, need to come rushing through and taking the cups from everybody. I don't need this fucking pressure.
It's stressful.
Of dealing with holding this thing.
Yeah.
And also just give us the whole can. If they gave us the whole can, there'd be enough weight to where
stability.
It wouldn't be a big deal.
They did give me the can on the way on our first class flight. So maybe that's what you're paying for is for
the whole fucking can. But they're ordering this shit in bulk. A can of Diet Coke to them costs 13 cents.
At most.
Like I'm paying even just like economy. You're paying $600 for a ticket. Give me the 13-cent can of Coke.
Right. Stop, or at least just ask if that's not, and just give me the can so you stop using so much goddamn plastic.
We're all paying $600. Give us the can. And we're sitting in these tiny seats that every 5 years you somehow manage to figure out how to redo them into, we're just make this one smaller and this one smaller and this less space for the feet. So we can squeeze people. 2 more seats in by the bathroom so you're just sitting next to someone shitting.
Yeah. It's crazy.
It's insane. Give us the whole can.
That's all we ask.
But yeah, other than that, I love turbulence.
You do
I
love
think
turbulence.
It's great.
You turn into a little kid.
Yeah.
It's a very different... you probably look like a bad husband.
Yeah.
Because you don't notice.
Well, because the turbulence makes you cry. I mean...
Violently.
Yeah. I mean, you'll be... So this is my impression. So I'll just be sitting there. And I have to like pick up my little cup because I don't want it to spill.
Yeah.
But I'll just be sitting there, and that first jolt of you'll just be on your phone or something, and it's just like. And by the way, if you're listening to the podcast and not watching the video, this will be uninteresting.
Yes.
As has all this been.
As has the whole episode.
But you'll be sitting there, and all of a sudden, just like that first bump, and you're just kind of scrolling through your phone, and then. But I like that feeling.
Yes, you
It's
do.
a great feeling. But then after a minute...
Meanwhile...
So I'm just sitting there just, kind of like... I'm not even like really thinking about it. Just kind of getting tossed by the air. And then I'll like look over.
And I'm just like this.
Yeah, and so I'll just be
but
like...
also flying around in my seat. Just like...
Then I'm like noticing, oh, she's crying. But after like 10 minutes of turbulence.
It takes a while, and I don't seek comfort, so I don't.
You seek no comfort.
Because if I tapped you and was like, hey, I'm spiraling over here, you would you would comfort me. But
give me a spiral tap.
Other people don't know that.
Yeah, they just see you weeping, and I just look so disinterested.
You're just like, on
I mean, for all
TikTok.
they know, I just texted you, you fucking whore, we're getting a divorce.
and I'm not like crying, I'm having a panic, so I'm shaking,
Yeah,
I'm
you're, like,
hyperventilating.
shaking.
It's like really violent and intense, and you're just like, yeah. So it's kind of funny though, but I worry for you sometimes.
When we're in public and you cry for any reason, everyone around me thinks I did it.
Yeah.
Everyone thinks she's crying because of that fucking piece of shit.
Yeah, and I'm just having an existential crisis and don't want to reach out for help.
Yeah, it's not my fault.
It's not his fault. I just want to declare that while also, I feel really bad specifically on planes because we, besides this flight, we always have a plane neighbor. So we're next to a stranger who's like, these two are obviously together.
And she's crying.
He doesn't care.
And he's doing nothing.
Yeah, he's just bouncing around like a little baby boy.
Yeah, getting rockabye babied.
Yeah, getting slammed by the air. So then I'm nauseous. I get through the turbulence, whatever. But then we're also by the bathrooms, which, if you're nauseous, the smell can travel.
It can.
It can travel. And it can travel. People are always in the bathroom when you're by the bathroom.
Think about this. In day-to-day life, you're walking around and you're talking to people and you're at the grocery store and you're at Barnes and Noble. You're wherever you are and you're with people and you don't see them go to the bathroom.
No.
But then in a plane, suddenly, at the same times, it comes in waves.
Yeah, it does.
At the same times, everyone has to use the fucking bathroom. The whole plane has to piss and shit at the same time. The whole plane has to piss and shit the whole
collective.
time. Yes. Which is absolutely insane.
There's always a line. There's multiple bathrooms. So this isn't, this is happening every direction.
There's always a fucking line.
I don't get it. Like, I had to pee when we left.
Locked it in.
I locked it in for 7 hours.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not going in there.
Right.
But these other people.
And I feel so usually women, I mean, outside of their spouses, women don't have to interact with the men's bathroom. You have no fucking idea what's going on in there.
I don't want to know.
No, you don't.
I don't. That's part of why I don't go on the plane. Because we're mixing those worlds that I don't want to mix.
How dare they mix those worlds?
They should give us our own bathroom.
Yes. Absolutely.
Because you describe things that happen that sound like you're exaggerating.
So the men's bathroom is potentially one of the worst places you can be on the planet.
And it sounds like it's anywhere. It can be your employer.
Everywhere. At the gym, at the work, at the soccer tournament.
At the plane.
Everywhere you go. It's like there's a man. The men treat the men's bathroom as though when they walk in, a man says to them, by the way, today we're doing a bathroom special where whoever blasts the most shit and the fastest rate all over the stall wins $1 billion. That's how men treat them. They go in there, they just pull their pants down.
Ew.
And they don't even sit down on the toilet. They just spread their cheeks open and just go and just blast shit all over the seats, all over the. I mean, I've been in the men's bathroom where shit is on the wall of the stall.
I don't get it though. I don't get it. Is it diarrhea?
I don't know.
Like
it's like a contest. It's like a contest that I'm not aware of.
I couldn't do that if I try.
I could do that.
If I was getting paid $1 billion, I physically just that doesn't. I can't. It doesn't exist inside.
I mean,
of me.
I could paint the town brown if I was going for $1 million.
But
what is like? And
all you have to do is sit down.
That's the worst of it, for sure. Best case scenario, there's piss on the toilet seat.
Best case
scenario. I have never had to use a public men's bathroom where I didn't have to first dry the seat before putting down the toilet paper barrier.
Yeah.
Which I prefer to create my own toilet paper barrier than to use the sheet of tearing thin paper that's impossible to tear correctly.
What do you do when you're done?
What do you mean?
Is it how many pieces?
So I take a probably about an arm's length of toilet paper, and I fold it in half and I lay it on one side.
Okay.
And then I do that again for the other side.
That seems like a lot in terms of flushing.
Oh no, it's fine.
Really?
Because public bathroom toilet paper is very thin, so it goes right down.
That's true.
But if you do that, then you're just covering the areas that you need covered.
Yeah.
If you use the thin paper that slides out that's shaped like a toilet seat, but you have to tear that hole, and then that flaps into the water, and then the water grabs the flap, and sometimes as you're sitting down, the whole thing will just fall into the toilet as you're sitting down.
What are you supposed to do with the paper?
What do you mean?
Do you flush a paper?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. Have you never used that? Do women even have to worry about that?
I think they have it. I'm probably gross for not using it. I care. The environment. I never even.
Well, for most people, I think, your butt cheeks. Most people's butt cheeks are probably just as clean as their arm.
Yeah, I don't. Yeah.
Especially women. Most women's butt cheeks are as clean as their arms.
But
most men are slathering their asses in shit and
why are men so gross?
And doing an art installation in the fucking public bathroom.
That'd probably be a smash hit game show if that was the actual $1 million.
Who can blast the most shit the fastest out of their ass onto the toilet, the whole toilet, and cover more toilet area than anyone else? You get $1 million. What do we call that game show? Blast your ass.
This week on Blast Your Ass.
Yeah. So that's what it's like using the bathroom as a man.
Yeah.
So the fact that these worlds are interacting is shameful.
It's not fair. Maybe it's fair. I don't think so. Not good for nausea, I'll tell you.
Yeah.
And they give you these little bags. I have a little bag.
You stole one?
Well, I was going to use it, but you could never throw up into this. Into paper.
Yeah, that's just paper. Straight. Is it wax coated on the inside?
No, it's paper.
Oh my, that's like a sandwich bag.
Oh, this is paper.
Hang on.
No, that's just going to go right through.
I'm pouring Prime into the vomit bag.
Well, I guess it'd be fine.
Huh. All right, that helped.
So maybe it's now. What do we do?
That's a great. What have I done?
Oh, this is. You can upright it.
Yeah, I'm gonna upright that there, and we'll check it at the end of the episode and
Yeah.
see if it bled through.
But even such a small opening to throw up. I don't need to keep talking about throw up, but I'm just clasping this bag, and then I'm watching. I'm already depressed and anxious, and then there's this Netflix show, the 8 show. It's just one of those Korean like Squid Game kind of shows, and then that's like, I get upset about everything. It's like at the beginning, it's like, warning if you're photosensitive, this is gonna have flashing lights. And then I get upset about that because I'm like, what? We live in a world where people have epilepsy. It's like you could just be watching something and then you could just have a seizure. Like, that's not okay.
I wonder, like, what's the how long does that time bomb tick before you have this? Like, can you see 2 strobes before you're like, close your eyes, don't intake the strobe? Or is it like immediate? Or could you even think that because your brain blacks out because it's all confused?
How fast can you have a seizure from
epilepsy,
blinking
strobing
lights, watching a show? Almost immediately upon exposure to triggering lights.
Wow. I do get
I just think that's so crazy to like how on edge you would be if you were prone to that.
You just couldn't watch anything.
But there's flashing all around us.
I mean, sometimes you'll be driving and like there'll be like trees or divider pilings in the road, and the sun could be shining through and create a strobing effect.
Yeah.
So those people are fucked.
It's not fair. We're all just watching just be scared to watch like a Beatles documentary because there might be flashing lights that you don't know
when
about.
I see when I see strobe lights or any kind of quickly flashing. Like for example at the soccer tournament in the men's room, my favorite stall, it was in the back because it was my favorite because people didn't use it as much because it was in the back, so it was the cleanest stall.
Yeah.
So I would go back there, but that stall right above it was a fan blade, a fan that was on, and a light right above the fan, so it created a strobe effect. So I'd just be sitting there like pissing or shitting, and I would think, is this when I learned that I have epilepsy?
Yeah, is this the day that it's revealed?
And so I'll get all panicked.
It's scary.
'Cause who knows?
You don't find out until it's happened.
Yeah.
Like,
you don't find out until you're waking up in a hospital room. Like, what happened?
You want to be like, having one in the public bathroom.
You saw a fast light.
Yeah. Like, while you were peeing and your dick was out, and we looked at it, and it's funny looking. And
you have a funny looking dick, by the way.
Yeah, it's on your chart.
That's probably why you have epilepsy.
Epilepsy.
But it's the same with like peanut allergies.
Terrifying.
Every time I have peanut butter, I think this is it.
Yeah.
I'm gonna die.
Because
people can just develop allergies. Can you look up, ask ChatGPT, can you just develop epilepsy?
Can you just develop epilepsy?
With no sort of brain injury or just naturally develop it later in life?
Yes.
Holy shit.
Genetic predisposition, structural brain changes, brain lesions, metabolic disorders, infection. So yes.
So you can just not have epilepsy.
And then have it.
And then go to use the bathroom at a soccer tournament and have everyone look at your pee-pee.
Yeah.
Jesus.
It's a terrifying world. Never leave the house. Eventually I get very distressed by this 8 show. So then and then I put on the flight tracker because I'm like, when are we getting home? And I keep checking the flight tracker. I can't make sense of it. So then that's getting me really agitated.
Well, it's gotten very. The flight tracker used to just be plane on a map,
2D
moving on a path.
Yeah,
and that was it. And now they've made it into this whole cinematic. Yeah, it's like a video game.
But like, doesn't even work.
It's really hard, and you can like look out of the pilot's window, and you can look out of the side of the plane.
Yeah.
You can spin the plane upside down.
I don't need this.
No, eventually we're just going to be the pilots. Lots of responsibility.
Like somehow we're in control now. Yeah, I find it very. But you watch all the time. You watch it.
That's all I have on that TV.
On the screen.
So to me, there are 4 types of people on the plane. There's the people who are watching a movie or a TV show. There's the people who watch the news, which I don't even know how they're doing that.
I can't even.
I
could rant about that all day.
Not like I don't physically know what option they pressed to watch the live fucking news. How did they
get to CNN?
How are you watching Fox News on a plane?
Great question. I don't know, but they do find a way.
So they've like hacked the mainframe and they're watching the fucking news. So you have people who watch movies and TV shows, people who watch the news, then you have people who just sleep immediately.
Hell yeah.
And then you have me. Just stare at that flight tracker.
You do. It's maddening to me because I can't live like that, and I don't know how you do that. It's
because I just want to get there.
But that doesn't.
And so, like, look, I'm just looking at that little fucking thing slowly moving.
But like barely.
Yeah. The whole flight.
That's maddening. You got to try to not do that sometime.
I mean,
I guess you did sleep this time though, didn't you?
I did fall asleep for a little bit.
Which was like amazing.
Yeah, but it's like this weird half sleep.
Yeah.
And it's always interrupted because they want to talk. The people on these planes, they want to talk to you the whole time through the intercom. They love being on the intercom.
A lot of intercom talk.
And it's absolutely insane. They just talk every 5 minutes, at least for the first hour of the flight. It feels like every 5 to 15 minutes, they're getting on and telling you something.
Yeah, which...
When the plane starts taxiing, it's like, you are on your way to Dallas-Fort Worth on flight B-52. I'm Jamie, one of your flight attendant for the flight crews. We'll be getting off the ground in a few minutes. Please make sure your seatbelts are seatbelted up and your tray tables are tray tabled in the way. And we'll be getting started shortly. Thank you. And then you're like, okay, I'm going to put my headphones in now and disappear.
Yes.
And that's what everyone does. But then the pilot has to give a speech.
Yeah.
We'll be taking off in just a moment. The runway isn't clear yet. Just waiting for the clear, and then we'll get up in the air. Thanks, everybody. Okay? I fucking know that. I fucking know that. I don't think that you're up there and you just forgot what you're doing.
I appreciate the transparency to some extent.
I don't need it.
Yeah.
It would be like going to the grocery store, getting in line, and the cashier being like, just a heads up, everybody. We're waiting on a bunch of items to come through the belt to scan. And once we get those all scanned, we'll get to yours. Thank you so much.
And you're like, just do it.
I fucking know. This is what we're all here for. We're all here to do this.
Yeah.
I know that I'm not just going to get in the plane and it's just going to levitate to the sky immediately. There's a process. Like, unless I've been waiting for like 45 minutes, don't talk to me.
Yeah.
We don't need to hear from you. But then we get up and then we start, before we actually start taking off, as we're taxiing, then the flight attendant's like, if I have your attention, please just look at the screen because we're going to play you a little movie instead of doing our little dance that we used to do 10 years ago. Because we all used to do the dance and no one looked at us and it made us feel unseen. So then we asked the plane people if they could make a movie out of it. And now they made a movie out of it.
I would appreciate the movie so much as a flight attendant.
I think they should still do the dance.
I couldn't take it.
Because now you're like, let's see what's on this TV. Fuck, now I got to watch this bullshit.
Yeah, now I got to watch what happens if it all crashes.
But you're not like the stuff in that movie is like,
oh, it's
just drone and it's static. You can't make sense of what that thing says.
No.
And they try to make it all interesting. But then you get up in the air and the pilot's like, we're going to get there. Oh, by the way, everybody, looks like clear skies, smooth sailing. We might hit a little turbulence around the Midwest, but looks like we're going to get there a little bit early. So we'll be flying. And then they get off the fucking intercom thing and you're not getting there early. You might land early, but every time they land early, they're like, oh, looks like they weren't quite expecting us to get here so early. So it's going to be about another 10, 15 minutes before we pull up to the tarmac. So just stay put with your seatbelts fastened and we'll let you know when it's time to deplane. Thanks.
Got a great plane voice.
And it's just like, why are we here early? Slow down.
Yeah.
It's more aggravating. If we're in the air,
we're in action.
Like, don't get there early because you're not there early. If just because you land early, that just means you're waiting in the plane longer.
You've landed early, but you're not free.
And so Meanwhile, you've heard from the fucking flight crew like 6 times already.
Yeah.
And then you think, okay, we're done. He said we're getting there early. And then suddenly, 10 minutes later, 15 minutes later, the flight attendant, they're announcing they're in service. They're in flight service.
Yeah, they always announce when they're going to come through, but it's just like, just come through.
Just come through. You don't need to fucking... Again, you don't have to tell me everything you're doing. That would be an insane world to live in. That would be crazy. I'm just going to scratch the side of my head right here, if you don't mind. Then I'm just going to take a little sip of my drink that I have here. I just swallowed that down my throat.
I'm ready to punch you.
And now I'm going to piss my pants. You don't need to announce everything you're doing.
It's just like one of those things where you want to, people are like overzealous at work, right? Because they want to show that they're busy and they're working. So it's like, we're just letting you know we're working. We're not just sitting on a plane getting paid for it.
Right.
We are very busy people.
But just don't talk to me unless there's an emergency.
Yeah.
That's all I need to know.
Just let me know.
If there's an emergency.
But even then you wouldn't listen, so I don't know. Maybe don't even announce the emergency.
Yeah, they could be like, ladies and gentlemen, a spontaneous supervolcano has erupted, forcing the ground into a uniquely massive mountain that spans the width of Texas and the height of Kilimanjaro times 7. So we are inevitably going to run into this mountain, and there's nothing we can do. Say goodbye to your loved ones, folks, and keep your seatbelts fastened.
Yeah, wouldn't hear it.
I wouldn't hear. And even if I did, I'd just be like, shut the fuck up. I'm trying to listen to this Bill Burr rant compilation.
Right. Yeah.
Like,
I don't care.
I'm not paying any attention to what you're saying.
I don't have time for this knowledge.
So.
Yeah, they treat everything with the same level of urgency. And
yeah.
It's all the same tone.
It's all the same tone.
Yeah.
But how do you know if there's a real, like, I don't know.
There needs to be a system.
There needs to be a system. Flash. If there's an emergency, just flash shit on my screen.
We saw that video where the plane broke off, and that was very chill.
Yeah, everyone's just like,
oh, the door fell off. Yeah.
Just sitting there.
It's exhausting.
And if it does crash, you have to put all your faith into these exit row passengers.
Yeah.
They're bestowed with this incredible responsibility.
They just want the leg room. They have no qualifications.
Yeah. If anything, those are the people who shouldn't be sitting there.
Right.
You want the guy who can sit in economy.
In the middle seat.
In the middle seat.
Yeah, you want him helping out, holding hands.
So he can handle some shit.
Yeah.
People who just want, it's just some like obese man and a frail woman just like, and here's their training for this position of saving the fucking plane in the event of a crash.
Yes.
Do you agree to help if we crash? And they're just like, what's that? Do you agree to help if we crash? All you need to do is nod your head. Yeah. And that's their training for that position.
Which I have. The safety pamphlet fell into my backpack on accident.
Yeah, we didn't mean for this to happen.
Didn't mean for this to happen, but there is, like, this whole section is about the exit row people.
Is that their agreement?
There's the criteria. There's 11 points of criteria and 10 points of responsibility. And these are not anything that they, like...
These aren't enforced in any way.
I'll just read some of it.
Read some of these,
I won't read all of it. But lacks sufficient mobility, strength, and dexterity in both arms and hands and legs to blah, 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 to, push, shove, the exit, help people, stuff. And, like, lacks sufficient vision and hearing, like, cannot speak clearly. They're never like, hey, can you speak audibly to me? Do you enunciate your words?
Right.
Do you speak clearly to strangers?
There's no test.
There's no verbal test. And then, like, have a condition. Oh, yeah, they're like portable oxygen and then seatbelt. Yeah. If you have a seatbelt extension, which is just saying if you're fat, right?
If you're obese.
Which they don't enforce that either. Which, So they have all these, like, huge-ass list of things and responsibilities. They're not testing anybody. And our lives are in the hands of these people that just wanted a little bit of leg space.
I mean, they're not testing any of those things.
There should be just they should just have an iPad that had tested a couple little things.
They're just like, can you nod? Mm-hmm. What am I nodding for? Just don't worry about it. We're going to go away now. We're going to bring you some fucking sun chips.
Yeah. So I'm sorry. It's a lot of plain talk today, but we have a lot of plain feelings.
And we don't have any travel plans.
Yeah.
So this is the last of our plane talk.
Yeah, so this is the last you'll ever hear about planes for a little bit.
Yeah.
But I got to talk about this pamphlet.
Okay.
Because Delta's all about prioritizing,
And this accidentally fell into your wallet.
I don't even know how I have it. It's crazy.
We got this on eBay.
Yeah, I bought it.
Accidentally.
I accidentally purchased it on eBay.
Yes.
Yeah. I have a hard time with diagrams anyway. I cannot assemble furniture. There's something broken in my brain. This is not self-deprecating. There's wiring in my brain that cannot convert pictures to actions. So when the pamphlet is purely images,
well, first of all, this pamphlet,
there are no words.
This is like a comic book
of life-saving information.
This is a comic book of life-saving information with no words, and all the tiles are in different orders.
Yes. It is crazy. This thing is crazy.
Like, if you're listening to this, have you ever actually looked at the pamphlet in the airplane to try to understand what's going on? Because you probably haven't.
No.
Because you probably can't.
You can't.
So let's take a look at this.
So this is a scan of, dear podcast listeners, just skip it or go onto YouTube and see our bright, happy faces.
Yeah. Look at them.
Okay, there's some text that says no smoking e-cigarettes or vaping anytime on board. We know.
Can we stop saying that?
Every time.
If you go, and the flight attendants remind you of that at the beginning. Remember, there's no smoking or e-vaping on this flight. Federal law prohibits. We know.
Yeah.
We fucking know. You don't have to say that. If every time you went into fucking a mall, they're like, "There's no smoking in the mall."
Yeah.
Federal law prohibits smoking indoors. You'd be like, "Yeah,
dude. Thanks.
I don't exist 100 years ago. I know.
Yeah.
I know this. You don't take out that little light from the whole plane.
We don't even need it.
Because that light's never not on.
Right.
It's not like sometimes you can smoke on a plane.
You can only have a toggle if it's sometimes not toggled.
The air's getting a little bumpy. We're going to hit some turbulence here over Texas. Just as a heads up, we are turning off the smoking sign, so you can feel free to light up until we turn that sign back on. Thank you.
Yeah.
That's never going to happen.
If it did, then you could have the light. But no. Here we have... So they reserved the text just for that because that's the most important part of all this with the plane crash. It's important to know no smoking. Then we have this diagram. I don't even know how to explain how exasperated I am with this thing, but this top section. So it has this.
So if you crash on land or water.
Which are your two options anyway.
Crawl. Yeah, those are the only options.
So just draw a picture of a crashing plane. It doesn't matter the surface.
But
it has smoke in the picture and then a woman crawling. Which, can you imagine if...
imagine this. It takes, how long to deplane a plane, you think?
I don't know, 20 minutes?
30 minutes? 20, 30 minutes?
Yeah.
Now imagine everyone's crawling.
You're not going to crawl and just run through the smoke as fast as you can.
Here's what I'll tell you right now. The people who are crawling out of a fiery plane
are going to get trampled.
Are getting stepped on by me. I'm going to step on you to get out of the fiery plane while you obey the fucking rules.
But they don't even know about. They don't announce that, so that's not even a rule anyone knows about. If people get trampled to death on Black Friday, they're certainly going to get trampled to death while they're crawling on it.
I wonder so when there's a plane crash and there are survivors who get out, I wonder what % of the people who died were stepped on and got crushed to death.
I like your smile while you're saying. You got a twinkle in your eye.
Smiling at the stupidity of like, you were stupid enough to crawl. Sorry, this is what happens.
But no one knows to crawl.
Right.
But also the picture has yeah.
If there's no smoke, you can run out of the plane.
Yeah, but she's the only person on the plane in this picture.
But she does have her socks on because she took off her stilettos, which is clearly marked you should not wear.
Yeah, you're not allowed to have your luggage or stilettos, but I don't know if that means you can't have shoes or just high heels. That seems wildly specific. Then this diagram, look out the window if it's crashing.
And don't exit if there's fire or water or drywall. If you see drywall, do not get out of the plane.
Don't get out of the plane if it's burning. Then what do you want from me? I'm not going to stay in the burning plane either.
Right.
What? This is not. And it's just exclamation, exclamation. I don't know.
And also, I'm going to try to get out of a plane. So if the plane crashes in water and is intact and appears to be operating as a boat, as it should, then cool. I'm going to stay put.
Sure.
But if I crash in water and the plane has any water coming inside of it, I'm going to get out of that plane.
Yeah. I'm going to go.
Because, yeah.
But that's not in the diagram.
That's not in the diagram.
None of that's in the diagram. Then you have this. Yeah, if you crash on land, these people are going down the slide, but they're jumping up.
Yeah, they're having a good time with this one.
They're 4 feet off the air, jumping up and
yeah,
down.
They're not sitting down on the slide and then going down. They're
flying
Whee!
In midair like a child.
Right.
They would have to actively jump. I don't know. It's just complete chaos and calamity to me. And then, but this section's fairly well illustrated. Oh yeah, and then this part. Sorry, but if you're crashing on land,
smother your baby. If you're crashing on land, this is a great time to get rid of your child.
That's what. Do you understand this picture? If you're crashing on land, they're both leaning forward.
Okay, so the woman doesn't have something in front of her. So she is grabbing onto her thighs.
Yeah.
And this is insane. This is no one knows how to read. And if you're actively crashing,
her baby.
If you're actively crashing, you should be able to open this up and find out what to do.
Yes.
Not I don't know how to read the comic.
Right. It's so crazy to me not just have explicit text of what to do, because I still don't know what to do. You know what I mean?
Well, if you start to crash, the oxygen mask is going to fall. And the rule is not to help anybody.
Yeah.
So you get yours
Save
on
yourself.
and then you close your eyes.
And pray
and you plug your ears and you pretend like no one else exists.
Yeah.
That's the rule.
And then you crawl.
And then you crawl to the plane and get trampled to death.
Yes. Then I have, see how well illustrated this is, relatively, right?
Yeah.
Then the baby saving section, they just totally this body's dismembered. The whole part about babies, just fuck it. Babies.
They're not going to make it. Don't spend, honestly. So the baby, this is the creative director talking to the illustrator for this, for Delta.
The baby safety section.
So here's the deal. We have to put a baby section in, but we all know the baby's going to fucking die because we already told the mom to smother it if the plane crashes. So just make up something.
Yeah. Don't add bodies. Don't waste those pixels.
Yeah.
Just make the worst illustrations. And that's what you have. So if you're in an emergency, don't even try. Just
don't even look at that. Yeah.
Because last plane rant, the safety video,
which we've already kind of talked about,
but we haven't talked about this version.
So
because they put out new versions.
When they first started, so it used to be the flight attendants would do the little dance with their little oxygen mask and this in the loose seat belt. it used to be that, and then they transferred over to a video where they would basically just do that dance in a video. And it was kind of like the same thing, but it was just in a video format, and that made sense. But then the plane executives were like, what if we like made it an experience?
Yes.
What if we took them on a journey? And so things started getting a little more extravagant.
Yes.
And they would just, maybe it would just be like, at Delta, we value privacy and safety more than God. And like, it's like, I don't know what they're talking about. They're just saying stuff.
Just saying stuff.
But now they're like, really, they're
not even on a plane.
One of the executives watched White Lotus and was like, that's the video.
That's what the people like.
People like White Lotus. Let's make the safety video White Lotus.
Yes.
And so this is what they've done.
I edited it down because naturally you just zone out. Like, prior to listening to this, you'll just zone out even if you don't want, because it just, the brain doesn't want to listen to this.
No.
So I cut the video in half to try to spare you, but you have to watch this video because it's not on a plane. It's at like a resort. What is this setting? I don't know. Paint the scene.
So you've probably watched a movie where like it starts off and there's this mom. She's like an executive at a company, right?
Yeah.
And her job is so stressful and demanding. And one of her friends says, I'm going to introduce you to this private club that only the world's elite are invited to. And here you'll find renewal.
It's a place of renewal.
She says, okay. And so cut scene, beautiful resort.
In Bali or something.
And then this man with a thin goatee that's long and has a little bead halfway through the long strand of hairs that come through. He walks out and he says, Julia, we've been waiting for you. And Julia says, oh, thanks. And she goes to get something out of her purse. Julia gets something out of her purse. And this man, Emilio, he says, you don't need that here. Snaps his fingers, and these assistants come out, and they're dressed in like leaves.
Right.
Like,
just leaves.
Yeah. And they take her purse and her baggage, and she says, but I need my phone. And he goes,
but you don't.
That's the last thing you need, Julia. Here you'll find renewal. And then it feels good at first in this movie.
Right.
It feels like, okay, this is a good place.
But
then you notice in the middle of Emilio giving the tour to Julia that there is a very thin man in the corner by a little waterfall. And he's just doing breath work. And Emilio says, that's Stefan. He's been with us for 16 years. And he hasn't eaten in 3. That's a little weird.
Yeah, like, oh.
And then Julia sits down with the other newcomers. And there's a Jennifer Coolidge type in there, you know. And slowly you realize that this is a cult and you're trapped there and you can't fucking leave. And Julia's here and she can't get a hold of anybody. And she's trying to figure out how she can send a signal to the outside world. This is a stressful place. This is a cult. This is a demon worshiper place. And this is the premise for Delta's safety video.
It is.
That's what this place is.
It's beautiful, but a cult.
Yeah.
The opening shot is people sitting with perfect posture, facing forward.
And just wouldn't. But this is a safety video for airplanes.
For an airplane, and they're in wooden chairs, staring forward, not
at nothing,
interacting with anyone.
They're staring forward at the tops of trees over some weird balcony.
So I've cut, so it will be a little jumpy, but I got the important parts.
Yeah.
So I'm hitting play. And I will pause as we go.
All right.
As I am to do.
Welcome aboard, and thank you for choosing Delta. Please pay attention to this important message.
I have all these people doing yoga on a patio. Right, like, again, nothing to do with a plane. He's going to talk about where to put your luggage.
All carry-on items in an overhead bin and place.
So she's putting her luggage in her yoga bag.
And it's just a closet. It's not an overhead bin.
No, it's just a closet at a outdoor yoga studio. And then she's putting her other stuff under a bench.
Under a bench.
Smaller items completely under the seat in front of you. Larger electronic devices.
Again, please, look at these people. They're all staring forward. It's so weird.
They're staring forward at the tops of trees.
Like spaced very well. Like they're gonna get like a cattle prod if they.
And they know it too. They've gotten the prod.
Like they've all gotten the prod. That's how they're in this video because they.
Yeah, when Julia gets her first prod.
Yeah.
Stefan's like, everyone winces on their first prod, and you're just like.
And her friend's like, you get used to it.
Yeah, exactly.
It's like, yeah, so they're used to the cattle prod.
Devices must be placed in a bag. Keep the aisles, exits, and bulkhead areas clear.
Fasten your seatbelt by inserting the metal tip into the
So
There's a man sitting on a log putting a seatbelt on. There's a man sitting on a log putting a seatbelt on. A man is sitting on a log and he's buckling a seatbelt in the woods. Connected to nothing. And there's a little girl smiling, looking at Dad.
While this weird man, this greasy man, is next to them, sitting on a log, and they're having a great time, buckling in
to the log in the woods. And now, Julia, buckle the buckle on the log.
That would be so disturbing if they just give you
if that was in a movie, it would be so scary. Why am I buckling to the log? We all buckle to the log.
Like, no, get out of there.
So it's low and tight across your lap. If your seat has a shoulder harness.
Oh, yeah. So this is like just, there's parts sprinkled in here for like whatever's more than first class.
Right.
Like Delta One, or I think for international flights. Because here they're just displaying like a buckle harness thing, which I've never seen before.
Never seen that.
So they have, like, the rich people have like extra protection in a flight and like in a crash. Because see this demonstration.
Attach the metal tip to the fitting.
They get a buckle and a seatbelt,
which is so. I mean, so if a plane crashes, the people in the front of the plane are most likely to die. The people in the back of the plane are most likely to survive.
Yeah.
So just keep that in mind.
Justice. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But it's like they they get more survive. You know what I mean? It's like we got all these little things to make them feel important. It's like, don't worry, you're more.
You have an extra buckle with Delta 1.
You're more protected than the other ones.
Delta 1, where you get more than one buckle.
Which is terribly uncomfortable and probably not even effective. Because if it was, then they would hopefully give it to us. But
on the belts.
All exits are clearly marked with a green.
It's showing exit signs, not on the plane.
On an open trail.
On an open trail, it shows an exit.
Which I'm glad they were able to unbuckle from the log.
Yeah. They weren't that, yeah, those are the same people. So they were free for this.
Yeah.
So exit signs, not displaying where they are on the plane. Just.
I think that's my biggest qualm with this. Is that this video is meant to show you what to do in the event of something very, very bad happening.
Very, very scary. The things I cry about.
Yeah. The things you're crying about.
Yeah.
But using this White Lotus scenery, an analogy, you aren't able to connect the dots of, okay, I saw this in this video. The exit signs were on the trail, but now I'm in the emergency and I don't know where to fucking look for the actual exit. This should be illegal.
Right. This is not helping none of this is demonstrating anything. And it's so you can all feel nice and look at somewhere very expensive you can't afford to be at.
Right.
And it has nothing to do with the plane.
Exit symbol. If we lose power, lights will illuminate the aisle to guide you.
Again, that's nothing. That's a bridge illuminating in the dark.
Yeah.
Nothing to do with the plane.
An exit.
Oxygen masks will drop from panels above your seat and inside the lavatories.
Is that what the bathroom looks like? Is that what the lavatory in the bathroom?
And like, What world is this? What world is this?
Where the masks are coming from the ceiling in a bathroom.
If you were in a bathroom at some resort and that just fell from the ceiling,
fuck, be terrifying.
That's when
Like,
Emilio comes out and he's
yeah.
like, just breathe it in. Breathe it in, Julia.
Yeah. And they're waiting for Emilio to just pop out at any second.
Yeah.
Also, see this this gray bar at the bottom? That's just
Yeah.
there.
Really?
It's not like subtitles. It's just there.
I bet it's there because the subtitles are auto-generated by the plane, by like the onboard system. So that's there to be like a safe
Okay.
space.
Well, whatever. Yeah. So that's what the bathroom is like on a plane. It's nice open bamboo, whatever.
Reach up and pull the mask or streamer down to start the flow of oxygen.
Life vests are in a compartment beneath or adjacent to your seat.
Again, I don't know where the life vests are. I've been told they're under my seat, but I don't actually know how to get them.
What the fuck are they talking about?
So, like, where are they?
Here's what's below your seat: a little bar that prevents the people behind you's things from rolling through.
Right.
I've never seen a life vest.
No. And it's certainly not in this container that slides out.
Yeah, it's certainly not by this fucking the container store under chair container.
With a little like ribbon, like a
Right, like a little pull ribbon.
Yeah, this is a container store.
I never thought about that. If the plane crashes, like in water, I'm immediately like, where the fuck is the fucking life vest?
Right. That's probably the most important thing to know out of all of this.
Yeah, but no one's allowed to help you.
Yeah,
so
no
they can't
one's
tell
allowed to
you.
help. Yeah, it's all secret. They have to hide it. Yeah. So don't know where the life vest is because it's under your little, what is this chair called? Beach chair? I don't know.
Yeah.
It's under your chair.
Remove the vest from its container by pulling on the tab and then opening the pouch. As you leave the plane, inflate the vest by pulling down on the red tab at the bottom or manually.
Like that doesn't inflate when she does it. So I don't understand the mechanics of that.
Yeah.
Is it instant? Do you have to? And then her demonstration of blowing in.
Inflate it by blowing into.
It's just that.
Just playing a fucking flute.
Just like. So it's like, show me how to blow into there. Like I don't know how this vest works.
No idea.
So like, this is not
the level. Children
not
under
helpful.
35 pounds, place the vest around their waist and secure the strap between the legs. See your safety card for more information.
Oh yeah, see your confusing comic book strip.
See
for
the
more
comic book
information.
strip. So an adult life vest doesn't work for children under 35 pounds. So put it around their like you have to show us how to do it. You can't just say
Your baby's drowning.
Yeah,
Your
just
baby's
say
drowning.
that. Just be up front.
And for children under 35 pounds, they're going to die.
Bye-bye. Bye-bye.
That's what you should say.
I would respect that.
Yeah, like, fine. I guess that's what I signed up for when I flew.
But to not demonstrate, like, is crazy to me. To not even if it was outside in the woods on a log.
You gotta demonstrate.
Show us how it works, where it goes.
Additional life.
Oh, yeah, this is my favorite part of the whole thing. There's a book called Infant Life Vest Location.
Not in the plane. In the video,
yes,
they are depicting that a book exists,
like a novel, like a hard.
Like I went to I went to Brookstone in the airport.
Yeah, it's like 200-page book.
I went to the Hudson newsstand.
Yeah.
Before my flight took off to buy a book to read, called Infant Life Vest Location.
It's probably 200 pages.
Like this is a bound book.
This is a bound book that went to the publisher. To make, like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
This book doesn't do anything.
Best for in-lap children.
She opens to the correct page halfway through the book.
Marked compartments
which
it's just an icon of a life vest.
It's an icon of a life vest and like a haiku on the left side or something. Like that's not information, but it does have text.
Rear of the plane.
Before takeoff, bring your seat to its upright position.
Bring up your lounge chair.
And stow your tray table and footrest. If you have a suite door, ensure it's open.
Like again, like fuck off, suite door people. You know, we don't need you in our video.
I would like a suite door.
I would too, and that's why they put that in there. Though it's sick. They're trying to plant us against each other. You know what I mean? Well, no, sick. Like,
oh, I thought you meant cool.
Sick, but also sick.
Yeah,
two sicks.
Record instructions inside the suite door for opening instructions.
Oh yeah, it's like look up the instructions on how to open the door. Like that's also. If you needed instructions to open the door, that also seems like important information just to know.
Why did the infant safety book need to be like a bound book, but the card that we were just reading that we bought on eBay accidentally, she's actually holding the real one?
Yeah. Right.
Just have the actual, like, brochure.
That means they're proud of it.
Yeah, they're real proud.
Because they're like, look at this design.
As we finish our safety check, please let us know.
But then the cult people have been really, like, this is when Julia comes in. Because they're all, like, smiling and interacting with each other. This is the only time in the video where they're allowed to, like, look around. The people in the
That's
seats.
true. Yeah, this is the only time.
They're, like, giggling and, like, having a good
As we get ready.
time. But now they're back to posture. And then I think that's probably
For takeoff,
the end.
please settle in. And from all of our crew, thank you for flying with Elda.
What a terrible
I
idea.
hate it so much. And then, you know, when you go to the comments, because you're like, I'm going to feel understood.
Validated. Vindicated.
No. We're just like, this is so calming and I love this.
People like this?
People like this. So like 2 people made fun of it. I thought it was going to be like a shit fest.
I hate that.
I know. It makes me like, in like a very real way, makes me very like profoundly upset.
Yeah.
Because like, I don't want to live in a world
Where anyone thinks
this
this
is not
okay.
up for scrutiny.
Right.
Like in a very like real way. Like that's a safety video. And you don't know where anything is.
Right.
And it just like shows how simple, you know what I mean?
That'd be
People
like
are so
having a
simple.
sexual harassment video where it's just like a picture of a teddy bear for the whole video.
Yeah. I want to see the sexual harassment.
Yeah, show me.
Show me up close. I know that's not what you're saying, but you know.
No, it is.
Yeah.
But yeah, so that's I am flabbergasted that that's legal, that they can have that as a video.
It seems like the federal whoever imposes the fines for the tampering of the
Right.
whatever should also be like your safety videos should have to
Depict the thing that they'll
an
be
airplane.
doing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Well,
we're gonna rename Big Time to
Airplane Big Time.
Airplane Sauna Podcast because
But we won't be talking about airplanes
we just
again.
had to get this off our chest. I've needed to rant about because this was a bad time for me.
Yeah.
And then so we're home. We haven't been posting a lot lately, but we are now because we got nothing going for us.
Yeah. And now for our new favorite segment on Oh Yeah Big Time. It's called what do I use here? What is this? It's called our new and now for our new favorite segment on Oh Yeah Big Time, which is called it's a long drum roll.
It doesn't end.
Does it?
Do you know if it ends?
And now for a new favorite segment on Oh Yeah Big Time. It's called Celebrate Our Favorite Listeners.
Yeah.
Dean from Australia, you made the
You
list.
made the list.
And
David.
listener David, you made the list. And
George.
we can't just name all the people who've called in. We have to be a little exclusive.
2 people.
You're our favorite. You're our favorite listeners.
Yeah.
So
We have to do that because we don't have any calls or any guesses. So
we got no calls. We got no
we
guesses.
had to interact with our listener somehow through a thank you for all the times that you did call and guess.
Thank you.
Even though that you don't think we're a podcast anymore, so you don't call us anymore, and that's okay because, you know,
Right.
I get it. But also, like, we miss you.
We miss you.
Yeah.
Well, thanks for joining us. We will. We don't have any. We won't be traveling, so we'll be back sooner than later,
Yeah.
and we'll see
And
you
we won't talk about planes.
ever again.
Ever.
We'll see you next time. Thank you.
Bye. We love you.
Poured that prime into the airplane barf bag,
Did it not go through at all?
and it's still. Oh wait,
Is it seep? It is.
it's got a little
seeping.
seep, but it's held for a while,
That's true. So I can.
so you can vomit. And as a matter of fact,
What? No.
hmm?
You can vomit?
Hmm?
Oh, you're gonna spit directly in?
I'm not gonna spit. What are you talking about?
What are you doing?
I just want to prove.
You're going to pour it back in?
Yeah.
This is dangerous.
So this is... Yeah. I mean, that held for at least 30. I don't know how long it's been, but that held for at least half an hour.
All right.
So you can barf in a
I could have thrown up on the plane instead of holding it in.
Impressive bags.
Damn it.
So, oh,